Hey, it's Mark Lanier with your video thought for the day. This is 911 week. 911 emergency. Today, I'm feeling weak. W-E-A-K. What do you do when you're feeling weak and you've got that spiritual emergency? A time where you just don't feel like you've got the strength to make it through the day. Or maybe you've got an ordeal in front of you and you just don't feel like you're up to it. Maybe you've got to do something that seems too monumental. Maybe it's just the frustrations of people who are not treating you the way they ought to treat you. Maybe it's a task that you've been given that isn't one that you should be doing, and it's not one where you feel up to it. Or maybe everything's just falling apart on you, and you just don't know how you're going to hold it all together. I don't know how you might be feeling weak, but we all feel weak at times, and actually that's a good thing, because Scripture teaches, as Paul says, that in our weakness, He's made strong. That, of course, is if we rely on Him. So here's your 911 passage for weakness. It's in the Old Testament from the book of Psalms, and it's Psalm 18. This is a tremendous psalm. It's got about 29 verses. And when you're weak, if weakness is an issue with you right now, I want you to get that psalm out and I want you to read it. But I want you to notice several really cool things. The psalm starts out strong, but it's not strong in yourself. It says, I love you, O Lord, my strength. God is my strength. It says, He is my rock. He's my fortress. He's my deliverer. He's my refuge. He's my shield. He's all of the things that I need when I'm weak. So he says, I'll call upon the Lord who's worthy to be praised, and I'll be saved from my enemies. That's the key. When you are weak, you turn to the Lord to be your strength. And the psalmist is in bad shape. He says, man, the cords of death were surrounding me. They were like all over me. It looked like I was going to die. I was having it so tough. And so what did I do in my distress? I called to the Lord. And what happened? While the world seemed to be falling in on me, when I called to the Lord, He came down in thunder and lightning, and He brought the world to its knees. He made the mountains crumble. He made the smoke from His nostrils and devouring fire from His mouth just took and obliterated all of my problems. I love it. I love the idea that when I am weak, I can call on the strong Lord. Now, if that's all there was to it, it's kind of like a genie, pill or magic pill or genie in a bottle, where all you got to do is rub it and say, God, fix this. It doesn't quite work that way. And the psalm is not so oversimplistic as to suggest it does. Certainly God will answer, and certainly God will answer powerfully. But there's an element of this for you and for me, and what we do when we're feeling weak. What we need to do is not only call upon the Lord, but we need to walk in a godly way. See, the same psalm says that not only was God the support the psalmist need, but that God dealt with the psalmist, the writer, in a profound way. And he says that He expected the writer to be walking in His ways. If you're going to call on the Lord to rescue you, you need to put yourself in the path of the Lord. Walk in the ways that He's walking. And so it says that we're to be merciful. That's actually in the psalm down toward the end around verse 25. We're to be merciful because God's showing us mercy when He comes to save us. We're to be blameless because, walk holy, do the right things, be pure in your heart and in your mind, because that's the trail that God's blazing. So if you want in your weakness for God to make the way, then what you need to do is call upon Him and follow Him, walk in His ways. And I got news for you. There's nothing that's so great that it can disturb your walk with the Lord, following him. And when he blazes that trail, you've got all the strength you need for him to carry you the whole way. Just stay on his path. That's the key. Call on him and follow him. That's your 911 emergency for when you're feeling weak. God bless you.